Right, we're in the village of Polebrook, on the outskirts, just parked in a quieter aim. And we're heading off to Polebrook Airfield today, about 10 miles in total this walk. Quite windy again, but what a beautiful day. So, first trip is to find the public footpath up here, and here it is. That didn't take long. Footpath to Hemmington. Put my boots on today, it's a bit muddy. I'm sure there's going to be bits that are sludged up. It's not been the greatest weather the last few days, but straight up this field by the looks of it. RAF Polebrook, another one of those places where there isn't an awful lot left of World War II now, but it did play an important part as a B-17 base. We'll see the memorial, etc., and a bit about Clark Gable there. Just come down from the farm and now across the field, so the crops are starting to grow, but we've got a nice clear path. Always like to see that. If the farmers put a path in for you, you know, the best you can do is adhere to it, isn't it, and use it. So always happy to do that. It's a lovely walk across these fields. Yep, on the way to Hemmington is our first stop. There isn't much in the way of the airfield. I might not be able to hear this, but not many bridleways across the airfield, so we've kind of got to scoot round it and have a look at the highlights. But still a nice place to see. Got some nice hardcore to walk on there. Nice little steady climb up there from the church. And those solar panels at the bottom, probably half a mile. And now we head into the crops. Hopefully no pollen today. And over there, you might not be able to see this, but zoom in, is the green hangar, J hangar from Polebrook. Still there after 80 years. So, what a glorious day. Must have been amazing to see the skies over here in the 40s. All these American planes taking off loads at a time, and the drone of it all. Oh, I love it, absolutely love it. Yeah, just pop out onto the road. I've driven around here actually, even when I was driving around it was quite quiet. Right, and here we are coming into Hemmington. Like I say, on this side of the walk we can't get near the airfield. There doesn't seem to be any byways or footpaths across the airfield, which there often is. Looks like private land. So we'll walk way round to the monument and then we'll start to see a few things. So we're 2 miles out of Polebrook. We've probably got another 7 miles or so to do. Here we are at the end of Hemmington. It says here, Hemmington Airfield. It's funny, it's not actually shown on the map. It also says it's private down there. Well, over in the distance is J hangar, that green hangar. And over here is tarmac that looks typical of an airfield tarmac, so maybe this was the end of one of the runways. And that old building there, I mean, that's remnants of an airfield, isn't it? It's got farm machinery in it now, but boy, if that's not an airfield building, I don't know what is. Yeah, I've seen a couple of cars down here, but most of the time you've got the road to yourself. Very quiet road. The wind's dropped this side a little bit as well. Talking about the end of the runway. This car park is definitely the end of the runway. I saw in another video that it had been tarmacked over the years, and which is a shame, because you know, the runway concrete was kind of iconic, but nowadays all that tarmac's wearing off, and the runway concrete will last for the next 150 years. It's just the way the Americans laid it. Here it is, good old hard concrete. So surrounded by trees, the monument. In memory of the 351st Bombardment Group with their B-17s. This monument and plaque stand on the section of the original main runway. I'm just actually double backing on myself because I found the command bunker and did a piece to camera in there, and I'm not sure it recorded, and I can't afford to walk all the way back here from the start just to see this amazing thing, so better to record it twice than not at all. It's only 100 yards. Like I say, the entrance to it was still there. It's about 20 feet away from the command bunker. It's all flooded. There must be a couple of rooms down there, and there's a escape hatch that's missing its metal lid, but the concrete structure itself is still there. It ain't ever going anywhere, that ain't. Those Americans, they certainly knew how to, there it is. Those Americans certainly knew how to build a concrete and metal structure. Right, we're going to have a short stretch on the main road now. I say main road, it's a B road. It's still not very busy, but I think a warning is to stand at the side and jump on the grass when anybody's coming. Oh, we got roadworks as well, so that might help. Let this lorry go. There's a sign for the 351st Battle Group, 8th Air Force Monument. And over on the right hand side, these are the woods where the dispersed sites were in. So again, when the airmen came off their aircraft, what they'd do is they'd billet them off the airfield, often in the woods, to make sure that they weren't going to get bombed themselves if there was retaliation. But there was a lot of buildings down here on the left hand side, still in that wooded area, and I'll show you the ones that are still standing. Yeah, we're coming up to the entrance of the airbase, and all the trees are getting thinner and thinner here. This is where all the roadways were on the left, and there must have been a big fence here, keep people out. We're not going to go in there because obviously it is private land, but there's a little generator building there which you can see on other people's videos. One of the few remaining. I'm not quite sure why that one lasted and the others didn't. Maybe the others were all wood and that was a concrete one, and there's another building next to it. So here's the main entrance. Still got a picture of a B-17 there. Private property, which is a shame. But these pillars on the left, they show they were like a roadway in. You could see paths and everything in the original films. And that was it, all the way down to the J hangar. Marvellous. We can head up now to the dispersed sites through the woods if it's not too muddy. Trying to get thorned up, but still get in that battle bunker, in that pillbox. Cheers, mate. Oh yeah, no worries. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Alright, just turning off the main road as he's setting us, trimming the hedges and whatever. Still concrete here, look. These are the old dispersed sites all the way up here, but I think the one that really remains is Site 5, which everyone talks about, so I'll have a little wander up here. I see they put fencing up. You probably can't see it, but it's parallel to the footpath all the way up. This is a bridleway, so horses is quite dippy and muddy, to be honest. But over there would have been all sorts of relics from the past, so I suppose what they've tried to do is just stop people from going over there and getting injured, especially on the stuff up here that's completely falling down now. A few more years, I'll be surprised if it'll be there at all, but you know, see this bit of history while it's still here, especially on such a fine day. I mean, actually the airmen had a heck of a walk if they were walking up to Site 5. I mean, some of them might have been billeted here, nearer, but I've been walking for 10 minutes now and I'm looking for the water tower, which is the bit that's shown quite a bit, unless it's gone. But you see quite often in people's films. Now we're walking onto concrete, so this feels, oh yeah, there's the old buildings over there, you see them through the trees. So there's Site 5, if I can. Not an awful lot for you to see from here. They were the canteen buildings and things. Not seen the water tower though, so I expected to see that first, but quite rightly they've fenced it all off because it's very dangerous, but it's a privilege to be here, I must admit. Yeah, and there's a few more. There's an entertainments building up here. You see some of the old, oh there's the water tower. You see some of the old fencing with the barbed wire on the top. It's amazing how much of that's been taken down actually, because those concrete piles put everywhere must have been miles and miles of them. Yeah, there's a bit more of the buildings over there. And here's the water tower. Again, with all these trees, can you just see it? There it is, great in the shot. Yeah, buildings all around, 3 buildings connected in the middle. Pretty standard for airfields in those days. A lot of fly tipping around, which is graffiti and stuff. No wonder people get upset. What a shame. What a shame. And there we are. Site 5. Seriously about to fall down. Just moving away from the airfield now completely. I can't believe there'd be any more further than this. There's no concrete anymore. The bridle way is just a nice, almost feels like an old railway line. But no, I should think it's just an ancient bridle way that people have used for hundreds of years. There we are. The Ashton Estate. Now we'll turn left it on the main road again. Head back towards Polebrook. Just met a lady from Chichester and her 2 dogs up here, and she wondered what those buildings were down there, and so it was nice to pass on a bit of information about the airfields and things. So perfect day for getting out with your dogs down here, certainly. So we're heading north now towards Oundle. I can see the church over on the left hand side, the Polebrook Church, so still a few miles to go. Another road with absolutely no traffic on it, no shade either, so on a hot summer's day I think you would melt alive down here, but it's been beautiful. Just wandering down. Right, and here we are turning west. Pretty much the last big turn. Take us back towards Polebrook itself. And the byway. Not sure what the difference is between the byway and bridleway, but I'm sure that it's historic. Look at that little cottage in the middle of nowhere. Very nice. Nearly missed this turn. Good job I had the Garmin, else I'd have been plodding down that lane for miles. Oh, Green Farm at Aston. What a beautiful place. Totally kitted out for the horses, that is. Absolutely beautiful. It's nice to see when people spend the sort of money on their properties and get it like that. That's just that's looking after the countryside. We're just half a mile back into Polebrook now, so last bit on the road. And probably one of the best days of 2024 in terms of sunshine. I'd recommend, if you do this trip though, bring a drink, because there's nowhere to stop. There's no cafes or any shops I saw on the route at all. These villages have got a pub, and that's generally where you're starting and ending, so bring plenty to drink and just enjoy it. It's beautiful. And here we are back into Polebrook. Important landmarks. Here we are back at the church.